Hi, everyone. We continue to ask ourselves to find ways to bring as much shalom as we possibly can into our Shabbat as we enter this week of the middle days of Pesach, the middle days of Passover. Our Torah portion actually this week is the Torah portion for the middle days of Passover, Chol HaMoed Pesach. And that's where we find ourselves right now. We are only days before we were sitting around our tables with our families and going through our seder filled with words that connect us to our homeland, connect us to dreams of next year being in Jerusalem. Words, of course, filled with freedom. And I would imagine that in your homes, I will say for sure, at mine and at our second night Seder, there were mixed emotions of the necessity that we're asked to feel true freedom, but also the pain that we have knowing that there are still 133 hostages in the hands of Hamas who certainly are not celebrating their freedom, and neither are their families or their friends, and neither can we really completely. Hence the photo behind me of not a full piece of matzah, but a broken piece that also has some pieces in the center. The broken piece, by the way, in between does have a blue tint, as if it can also be representative of the sea splitting and us going through from one side of slavery and arriving to the other side of the sea and being free. And maybe never more so than this year should we be feeling this juxtaposition of the freedom, of the space that we have, the appreciation that we have of our freedoms, the fact that we reflect on this every single year at Pesach, but this year the complexity of how painful and how real we can be thinking about the fact that there are captives, the fact that we cannot completely be free. And so on this Shabbat, I would love for us to be thinking about that, a Shabbat where we are in the middle anyway, because it is the middle days of the 7 days of the holiday, or 8, depending on how you practice. And we carry this brokenness of the matzah, which, by the way, has brokenness built into it, but also a wholeness. Knowing that, particularly when we break the middle matzah, we break one half, almost our hearts breaking, but that other half and found by our next generation for the Afikoman, that brings us hope. And so we have both sides. And so I wanted to close remarks with us, this Shabbat message, with some words that are part of the supplement that were part of the Haggadah that was written for kibbutz Nir Oz, that is on the Gaza border. It was written years and years ago, but I wanted to share it with you. I believe it was put together in 1996, and it's a little phrase that was written to be said just before the first cup of wine. I actually mentioned it if you were at the second Seder here at CBI. I read this. Look at a fruit salad. Sweet fruits and tangy ones, some soft-skinned and some rough. some hard and some juicy. Each fruit brings its own flavor, colors, and texture. Together, they create something new, something that is all of them united, while still separate, tasteful, and surprising. So too are we. We have in our midst an abundance of goodness. Some of us work the earth, others fear heaven. Some are visionaries, others doers. Some track new paths, and others settle into their homes. Each brings along his own language, her own customs, and their own beliefs. Together, we are an ingathering, a kibbutz of exiles, and a fusion of cultures, a great creation, breathing and vital, new, innovative, and self-renewing. Let us raise our glass to toast our return into the gates of our land, to a kibbutz of ingathered exiles, celebrating its fusion and cultures and welcoming all who gather and take part. A sweet thought for us as a fruit salad. Words written by Avner Goren, the son of one of Kibbutz Nir Oz founders. Avner, who wrote this, was murdered in his home on October 7th, along with his wife, Maya. And so we carry with us this mixture of the sweetness of the fruit salad and the complexity of what we're dealing with right now. And so on this Shabbat, I invite us to gather all of these emotions and seek that freedom. A freedom which, by the way, we have to hold on to, not just from October 7th, but if you're watching the news, what's happening on college campuses all around this country. That thinking about something is beautiful, but saying something is more important. Commenting, sending a message and saying this is not okay is much more powerful. And so I wish all of us a Shabbat filled with as much hope as we can possibly hold on to. Services tonight are not at synagogue. It is our beach Shabbat. So we'll look forward to seeing you, those who have registered for our beach Shabbat, 6:30 tonight. Tomorrow morning is our regular service at 8:30 with our service and our Torah discussion. Look forward to seeing you soon, putting as much shalom as we can into our Shabbat and as much chag and sameach and cherut, as much happiness and holiday and freedom as we possibly can into these moments that we shared together.